everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Erin, and this channel is all about how you can create your own path to health, wealth, and happiness. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to effectively use visualization to achieve what you want in life. So I have actually talked extensively about the law of attraction and manifestation on my channel. So if you're interested, I have created a playlist that you can check out. I will leave the link to that in the description. But today I'm going to be talking to you about one of the specific parts of the manifestation process, and that is visualization. So visualizing what you want in life. Because a lot of people actually know about visualization, but they might not necessarily how to do it effectively. So that is what I'm going to be sharing with you today. If you did like the video, then please, I would very much appreciate it if you gave it a big thumbs up and leave a comment down below telling me about your experiences with visualization. So today I'm going to be focusing on the specific how to visualize, how to effectively visualize what it is you want so that you can attract it into your life. And if you stay to the end of the video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the recent examples of where visualization has worked for me and how exactly I brought the things that I desired into my life. So my first tip is that you have to know exactly what you want. Now, I think one of the main ways in which so many people go wrong with the visualization process is they aren't clear on what it is exactly that they want, or that they want too many things and they're trying to have a visualization session where they are basically getting confused and getting off track because they are thinking of so many different things. So what I suggest you do is write down everything that you desire. Now, not in a goal sense where you're going to write smart objectives and write when, where, and how. I just want you to write down all of those things that you want from your life on a list. So it might be I want to find the partner of my dreams. It might be that I want to start a business or a specific type of business. It might be that you want to go on a certain holiday. It might be that you want a certain car, etc., etc. Whatever it is, write down the specifics of what it is you want. In each visualization session, so when you do the following steps, when you go to visualize, choose one of those things that you want. So maybe it is that you want a new car. When you're going to do a specific visualization session, make sure you're only choosing one of those areas to focus on at a time. I find when you focus on too many areas at once, that's where your mind will wander and you will feel overwhelmed and stressed, and more than likely you won't be able to hone in on the details and the emotions, which are the most important parts of visualization, if you are thinking of too many things at once. So each time you're visualizing, know exactly what it is you want, but choose one area to focus on each visualization session. My next tip is to get comfortable. Now, this is a controversial tip because a lot of people do believe in visualizing actively, and that might be when you are on the treadmill, when you are working, when you are standing, when you are talking, walking, etc. And I've actually had success with both, but for the purpose of this video, for me the most successful type of visualization is when I'm doing it in a relaxed alpha brainwave state. So get relaxed, whether that is lying or sitting, it doesn't really matter. Put on some relaxing music, nothing too slow that it's going to put you to sleep, but nothing too fast that it's going to get you all energetic, and start to breathe. You want to stimulate the alpha brain waves. So when your brain is in this alpha brainwave state, that is when you're most creative and you're most able to visualize, and your imagination essentially is able to run wild. So binaural beats is another really good way to be able to put yourself in that state of mind. Binaural beats are just certain frequencies that are played with, music, or just listen to, some beautiful like Tibetan meditation music or something like that. Whatever relaxes you and whatever puts you into that creative state of mind. Then make sure you are breathing. You want to breathe so that you are essentially slowing down your entire nervous system so that you are able to really feel the feelings and put a heightened sense on those feelings that you are trying to simulate within your visualization process. You don't want to be worrying about emails, what your friend said yesterday. You don't want to be thinking about everything. So really just connect with your body, slow everything down by putting yourself into a deep relaxive state by breathing and listening to the music. The next step is to get emotional, and you don't necessarily need to do this before you actually start your visualization, but for me, I found I don't easily bring up emotions, so I actually choose to do this before I start thinking about what I want. So when I say get emotional, you essentially want to feel feelings that you have felt before. A huge part of the visualization process is that you actually feel what you would feel if you were to attract what it is that you desire. And a lot of people miss out that step, but it is the most important. Think about it like this. Feelings are essentially the currency of the law of attraction. Feelings are what we put in exchange to get what it is that we desire. And feelings only enhance those vibrations that actually bring what we want into our life. So what I like to do for my visualization is that I like to get emotional first. So I think about certain times in my life where I can distinctly remember exactly what the feelings felt like. So for me, great ones to use was when I graduated, I had this immense sense of pride. When I got engaged, obviously I was excited, I was overwhelmed. I can distinctly feel exactly how I felt in those times. So I think of moments like that. But if you can't think of anything, a really good one is gratitude. Gratitude is so easy to bring up. Think of things that you can honestly be truly grateful for and just feel the feeling of feeling grateful. I know that seems like an absolute tongue twister, but you just really want to feel in your body. Another tip to this is in times in your real life or in reality, when you have explosions of feelings, take note of how they feel. So for example, maybe you get a call with some really, really great news and all of a sudden you're ecstatically excited. Be mindful in that moment to feel exactly how you feel. I know for me, when I get super excited, I get pretty much shivers down my spine and I just get this almost like uplifted feeling where my whole body rises off the ground. And I've made note of that in the times that I have felt excited, and I use that in my visualization. So 2 tips in that point. I know that was a bit of a ramble, but make sure to feel your feelings in real life and take note of how they feel. And the next step in the visualization is to get yourself in a really emotional state. And then the next part is the actual visualization step, and that is to play out the scenario of your desire. So the fact that we chose one thing to focus on in step 1, you want to play out exactly how it would be if that was to happen. So let's just take the example of there is a certain job that you really, really want. You might actually play out the entire interview process. When you are visualizing, not only do you need to feel how you're feeling, so if you're being interviewed, it is likely that you're going to feel super nervous or excited or kind of uneasy. There's going to be lots of different feelings that you'll feel. Not only do you need to feel those feelings, but you want to brighten and enhance as much as possible the image in your mind of every detail within that scenario. So, a little bit of a role play for a second here. So say I was the interviewee and you were the person interviewing me. I would be visualizing in my mind everything that you are wearing, everything that I'm wearing, everything that you're saying, how I'm responding to you. You want to play out with as much detail as possible that entire scenario within your mind. And then of course you want to get what you want, so you want to visualize the interviewer saying to you, "We'd love to have you on board. You're going to make an amazing part of this company." How would you feel in that moment? You're obviously going to be super excited. There's going to be an immense sense of relief in you. What would you say? What would you do afterwards? It's likely that you would go call a loved one and you'd probably still be excited. You'd probably have that standing up off the ground, "Oh my God, Mom, I got the job," or boyfriend or whoever. You know what I mean. Play all of that out in your mind, but feel the feelings of how it would be. The more vivid and bright and realistic that you can make that scenario in your mind, the better chance that you are going to have that is going to manifest within your reality. It is like for like. If you can make that a reality in your mind, then you will make that a reality in your life. And I know it sounds hard, it really, really does, but all it does is take a lot of practice, a lot of effort, and it's just about consistency. If you stick to it, just like anything, you can't expect to pick up an instrument and be able to play it like a professional the first time you do it. You just need to stick with it, have persistence and have patience, and I promise you, you will get there. And the first time that something happens in your life where you can actually sit back and say, "I manifested this," that's it. You'll be addicted and you'll be able to create whatever you want in your life moving forward. So the final step of the visualization process, and this is confusing but crucial. Once you have played out that scenario within your mind, you need to detach and release it. Now, what I say detach is detach yourself from the scenario. More often than not, how you visualize something is not actually how it happens in real life. You need to detach yourself from the how and just attach yourself to the what. I know that sounds super confusing, but just let me explain. So your desire is going to come into fruition in your life. how that's going to happen is not up to you to be concerned about. And if it doesn't happen the exact way that you wanted it to, you know, maybe that interview that you were planning out ends up being on the phone. Maybe it's more of a back and forth between email. Maybe we're not wearing the same thing. More often than not, how it happens doesn't happen exactly how you thought it would, but what you want it to happen does. One of my examples will explain that better. But once you stop visualizing, you almost just want to let it go. So once your visualization session is over, just move back on. Stop thinking about it. Stop thinking about how it's going to happen. Just where possible, take the action that you need to take or act upon the signs that the universe is giving you. You know, maybe it's starting a business and you were visualizing that, then you might get signs from the universe that you need to act upon. Do that, of course, but don't attach yourself to the how of how it's going to happen. I could talk about this topic all day, but I have just seen that this video is getting super long, so let's quickly jump into some of my examples. So one of the most recent examples for me was I actually got a business class upgrade. So before I was going to the UK, when I recently went to the UK, my business had created some momentum, so I did buy myself premium economy tickets. Wasn't right in a position to book myself business class, even though it's definitely something that I'm working towards for my travels. But I was able to book myself premium economy, which was great. But I still thought it would be amazing if I could travel business. So prior to my trip, I focused a lot of my visualization sessions on getting an upgrade. And what I would visualize is I could picture Melbourne Airport clearly in my mind, me walking in. I knew my flight was at night, so I would have George drop me off in the departures bay. I walk in by myself, I walk up to the Qantas desk and have a conversation, and basically it results in the flight attendant or the person working there telling me that I am able to be upgraded because I'm traveling by myself, etc, etc. And I played out that scenario in my mind so many times. I knew exactly what I would do after. Obviously I'd finish my check-in, put my bag up, I would call George and be like, oh my god George, I got an upgrade. I knew exactly how it would happen. When I actually traveled to the UK, it didn't happen on the way there. However, on the way home, I was gifted by my future mother-in-law an upgrade to business class. Now, if you're a skeptic, you're obviously going to say, well, that's just a coincidence, but if you believe in the power of manifestation, you will know that that is how it happened. So it wasn't necessarily how I visualized it, but it happened. It was the exact result that I wanted. I wanted an upgrade. It wasn't even to first class, it was to business class. It was on a Qantas flight. Everything what I wanted came into fruition. It just didn't happen exactly how I visualized it to be, which is more often than not something that happens. So this video has got extremely long, but as I mentioned, I could talk about this topic forever. So if you would like to keep the conversation going in the description, no, in the comments below, then very much let's do so. If you have a question about visualization, then please do not hesitate to ask me. Or if you want to share some of your experiences with visualization, whether it be negative or positive, then I can give you my perspective either way. But I would absolutely love to talk further about this with you. And if you did want to talk in a more intimate setting, then you are more than welcome to come join the May Collective group on Facebook, which I will also leave the information to that below. I really thank you all for watching, especially if you stuck around to the end of this extremely long video. You're an absolute legend, and I will see you in the next video.